Amateur Night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Amateur Night Day, I guess. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm your host of Amateur Night, Frosty, here with my co-host, Jakey Muffins. Jake, how are you doing, man?
Good. I'm glad to be back. Amateur Night, first episode of this season of it.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're doing my favorite sport, baseball. As we talked about last night on the podcast, for those that were on that, but if you weren't, this is the Indiana Baseball League, a recreational baseball league based out of the Indianapolis area. Teams play kind of all around Indianapolis. They have several leagues. This is the 25-plus league. So the teams are warming up now. What's interesting is the two teams are wearing almost the exact same uniforms. So you got the Expos right in front of us. They're the home team taking on the Pendleton Penguins of the IBL. So for those of you, this is our first time watching. Let's talk a little bit about it. They follow Major League Baseball rules. There are a couple of exceptions that we want to touch on. First, there's a time limit, 2 hours and 45 minutes from the time the game starts, from first pitch, and they complete whatever inning they're in at that time mark, and that's the end of the game. That's one. As we see the managers meeting before the game starts, and usually I'm managing the Penguins, but I wasn't there today, so we won't see me in the lineup. But back to it, the other rules that I think folks should know is it's a lot more loose when you're talking about who's hitting versus who's playing the field. So in Major League Baseball, you can have one DH, right, and you're 9 batters, and you have to bat 9. In the IBL, you can bat as many as you want in the lineup, and they don't have to play the field, any of them. So you could theoretically have 9 different people batting, or 10 different people batting. You have to bat at least 10 if you have 10. But you can have 10 people batting and 9 different people playing the field. So it allows kind of, again, it's a rec league. They want everyone to get a chance to play and to, play the positions that are fun to them. There's also kind of free streaming subs as long as you go back in the lineup wherever you were before. So you can come out, come in. So some teams have players bat every other time up in a certain spot, which is interesting. And then there's one more rule that I wanted to go over for folks. They allow automatic pinch runners for the pitcher and catcher, or the teams can designate up to one other person to get a runner. So if, like for me, often we designate a runner because I'm not very fast and we have faster guys on the team. If a runner is designated for you, it's not someone that comes off the bench. It's the last batted out that runs. So something to keep in mind. And again, it's a rec league, so trying to help guys just kind of not get hurt and play safe. And also, guys are catching for the first time in several years, and so they're learning how to build that stamina back up. But we should be underway here shortly. Colin Carey will take the mound for the Instigators tonight. He's one of several rookies we'll talk about throughout the game, Jake. What are you thinking as we tune into a true amateur night? Everyone here is an amateur. Some of them played baseball professionally before, although not in this game, I don't think. But what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's our first time streaming baseball, but I think that's really cool with the batting rules that you mentioned. That's pretty cool that you don't necessarily have to play the field, and you can have more than just the 9 that are on that lineup to bat. But I think I'm hoping we can have a little bit of a higher scoring game. With the amateur side, maybe the pitching isn't quite there on the major level, but I think that's one of the things. I think traditionally with baseball though is I think of a lower scoring game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to score hundreds of runs in baseball, but the IBL is a league that's known for higher scoring for that reason, right? Is that like even if you have really dominant pitchers, they don't usually go 7, 8 innings like they do in the major leagues, which means you have to have a deeper pool of pitchers, and most teams don't, right? Because pitching's hard on your arm, and so as substitutes come in, as you see relief pitchers come in, generally the quality continues to diminish. I will say this year, the Penguins might be a team that's an exception to that rule. I think that they have 3 really good pitchers that we'll see fairly often throughout the season, and then some guys they're trying to bring in and bring up as well. So I think that they're trying to battle back against that, but they're still susceptible to it, especially this early in the season. You never know what you're going to get. We know Cullen, like I said, is a rookie for the Instigators, even though they're the away team, so they'll be batting first. But who knows? He hasn't pitched. He's pitched bullpen sessions. He's pitched on a mound. But he hasn't pitched in a game in a couple of years, so we'll see how that goes. And I believe that I'm trying to see if I can find who the pitcher is for. Yeah, Sam Grass is starting for the Expos. Sam is a really good pitcher, probably one of their best pitchers, and so it'll be a good early season test for the Instigators as we get ready here. So this is the part that you usually don't see in Major League Baseball, but they do at all the games, and we do here, right? You see the first baseman throwing the ball, getting ground balls to his infield, throwing the ball around. You see some outfielders playing catch out there. Barely see them because of the camera angle. And then, the pitcher's warming up, waiting for the catcher to get his gear on. So he's just going to play catch here, and then we'll be underway. Once the game starts, it's pretty fast paced. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Here comes the catcher. And so, once they get going, they go. There's no official pitch clock, but teams aren't waiting around, as I've said before, to get underway here.
Yeah, I'm hoping the other thing I'm hoping we see is at least one argument with the umpire at some point.
Yeah. The umpires aren't major league umpires either. They do a good job generally, but yeah, those are definitely going to be something that happens. I don't know if we'll have any kick dirt or anything like that. They are playing at a private school here in the Indianapolis area. So as you can see, this is a turf field, Jake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not dirt or grass. That's all carpet. So that makes good for early in the season. And April, which is when this game took place, generally you get a lot of rain in Indiana, and so playing on a turf field just makes it that much easier to get the game in. But it also makes it easier for infielders early in the season. You get a more regular hop off of a turf than you do a grass infield that maybe is still being taken care of early in the season because the high schools haven't started quite playing yet. So that's a good sign for everybody that maybe it'll be a fewer errors in this game. As we see a ball come right at us.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. They talk about really what separates Major League Baseball players from, amateurs. And one of the things they talk about, even the worst fielding players you see in Major League Baseball will make the play 90% of the time, which is much lower than the amateurs, right? And so we're going to see a lot more errors. We're going to, usually they say if you hit a ground ball in the infield in a Major League Baseball game, you have about a 10% chance getting on, if that. And here in amateurs, they say it's more like 40%. So quite a big difference. So even if it's a ball that's not particularly well hit, players are going to hustle it out because you just never know. All right, the game's underway here. We see looks like Sam Moran up to bat for the Instigators, number 5 here. Sam joined the team last year. He's a second baseman, middle infielder, but he also pitches, and he's a really good pitcher, a really good relief pitcher as well. Usually a guy that's good for 1 or 2 innings. And he's good with the bat. He's a switch hitter. His first pitch is underway. That looks like a ball. Windy out there today, it looks like, as we get strike 1. So it counts 1-1 here. All right, ball 2. We can hear the wind coming through the camera a little bit. Again, this is filmed on an iPhone because it's amateur hour, so 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. 3-1. Good patient at bat for the first at bat of the season for Sam here. That's strike. Full count. Strike zone tends to be a little bit bigger than it is in Major League Baseball as well, just because pitchers aren't, as good as Major League Baseball pitchers. Full count. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. Sam will walk. So, I almost said Instigators. Penguins with their first base runner of the game, Sam Moran. And Everett Laughlin will come up. Everett is the left fielder today. He's really a utility guy for the Instigators. He plays mostly outfield, right field, and left field. But he's played second base, he's played shortstop. He's just a baseball player, is kind of what his position is. First pitch, and he swings through that one. That's a strike. He's a left-handed hitter, as you can see. Checks the runner. Little slide step, throws it in, almost hits the batter, but instead that's a ball. Everett wearing the stirrups today. One of my favorite things about baseball is the stirrups. That one's putting that's hit foul down the left field line, and that'll be a strike. Or maybe hit back. I can't tell. The camera shook pretty hard there. He must have hit it hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of force that transferred from that hit to the camera.
2-strike count. He hits it on the ground. Here we go. Expos looking for a double play. They only get the one instead. Everett's too fast down the line, so that's one out on the fielder's choice. Sam ran out at second. Everett at first base, and out comes down number 7, Alex Agarwal. Agarwal is one of the original Penguins, one of the few still on the team. He's been with the team since day one. Another utility player. He's playing shortstop this year predominantly because the shortstop the Instigators the Penguins, had for a long time is no longer with the team. And so, rather than kind of playing third base and outfield and everywhere else, Alex has settled in to be the everyday shortstop for the team this season, doing a great job. One of the best bats on the team. He's also I believe, a 2-time All-Star in the IBL. That's another ball. Checks the runner. No one's going there. Also with the stirrups. He hits that one to right center field. Will it fall? It does. It falls in for a single. Everett, who had to hold up to see if it was going to get caught by the right fielder, has to slide, but he's safe. Everybody's safe. One out. Penguins with runners on first and second. Up comes their cleanup hitter, Derek White. Derek's the best power hitter on the Penguins team, wearing the 00 this year. Penguins one of I think the only team in the IBL with a 0 and a 00 on the team. So breaking the mold there. Pitch, that's a ball. Nope, it's a strike. Okay. Derek played collegiate baseball, I believe, in Michigan. So a very good baseball player. Another 2-time All-Star for the Penguins. And the career home run leader. That's ball. Okay, that's a strike as well. This umpire is a delaying strike caller. It's hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, you don't have the little computerized box, on the MLB broadcast.
I mean, I could put it, but it wouldn't do us much good from this angle, I guess. As that's ball 1-2 count. That one's hit hard to left field. And it's a foul ball. That looked good off the bat, though.
Yeah, definitely. If that goes fair, you got the runners in scoring position. You could have our first runs of the game.
Yeah. Instead, it's a 1-2 count with one out. As Derek strikes out on the looked like a change up there. That's 2 away. Up next, Will Prine, one of the pitchers. He's also playing third base today for the Instigators. He's the again one of those guys that kind of fills in where players are needed. That's the thing about rec ball is you don't know who's going to show up week to week. But Will kind of fills in second base, third base, outfield, and he's but predominantly a pitcher here. Camera gets a little wobbly. That looked like a strike, and it is. That one looked obvious to me.
Yeah.
As we get a timeout call. Looks like Will's trying to break the rhythm of the batter or the pitcher here, who looks to be back in rhythm after that strikeout. Gave up a couple hits, or a walk and a hit. I'm sorry, but then struck out middle of the order. So it's strike 2. So 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Here's the pitch. It's low. Yep. So that's another ball. And the pitch, and Will swings and misses. So that'll be out number 3. Penguins get a couple guys on, but don't capitalize, and they'll come out to field next here in the bottom of the first. Well, I'm gonna put up that ticker you were talking about earlier. Did I call you Will? Jake. Man, I haven't had my coffee. I was just streaming at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. A good start for the Expos pitching though, with 2 strikeouts in that first inning there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Grass, multi-time All-Star as well. See how that looks. There we go. Not bad, right?
Yeah.
We'll take it. Yeah, Sam Grass, a multi-time All-Stars. We see Colin Carey warming up here. Complete contrast to that. This is Colin's first year in the IBL. One of the young arms that the Penguins try to bring forward. The Penguins have struggled with pitching depth in the past, and so really spent some time reaching out to people, trying to find pitchers, and Colin's one of the guys that stepped up. Really hopeful for him as the season gets underway, which is why he's getting the opening day start. Got Adam Lesniak behind the plate. He'll be calling the pitches today. Really strong arm. Throws guys out at second base pretty often. So the Expos better beware. So usually in the middle innings like this, the pitcher gets about 6 or 7 warm-up pitches, and then we go. As we see the practice throw down to second base, and the first batter's up. And this batter will be York, batting for the Expos. He's the prototypical leadoff hitter. He's got a little bit of power, but mostly he works the count really well. He's fast, always has a good at bat, and tries to get on base to get his team off to a good start. We'll see if he does that here. He takes for ball 1. He hits one on the ground, just as we were saying. It looks like it gets through and into the hole. It does. Left fielder Everett will pick it up, and York is on to start the season for the Expos. And Sam Grass, the pitcher, is going with the Otani here, batting second.
Yeah, not very often you see the pitcher that early in the batting order.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's earned it with the way that he swings the bat. And he's got an early chance to move the runner up at the very least. So tough start for Carey as he gives up the single on the second pitch of the season. Another pitch up and in. That's ball one. Carey trying to be very careful. The runner goes. There's a swing and a hit. So the hit and run is on. But it goes. It's a ground ball to the pitcher who gets the out. So that's out number one. So the hit and run was on. Unfortunately, it was a ground ball right back to Cullen. He gets the out. They're going to check on him. I think it might have hit off his leg or something on the comebacker. So they'll see if he's okay. If it had gotten past him, though, that would have been trouble. If it had gotten out to center field, you're looking at York on third and Sam on first, but instead, Grass on first, but instead, runner on second, one out here as number 29 Waters comes up for the Expos, left-handed batter. Now with a runner in scoring position, a single likely scores the run. Carey with the pitch. That's a strike. Honestly, it's not a bad start for Carey, but it's also not one that you'd want at all, right? The first guy singles, the second guy hits the ball off your leg. Ball's popped up and foul on the left side. But he did record that first out. Sometimes when you're on the mound, that helps you settle in a little bit, getting that first out, especially when you haven't pitched in a game in a couple of years, as is the case for Colin. Second pitch. That gets by the catcher. And it looks like actually York was called out a second. I didn't quite see what that is. Let me take a look here. Not sure what the call was, but he was called out at second for some reason. So that's two outs, Jake.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what happened there, what the call was. Couldn't see it. We didn't see a throw over to second base. It definitely went from the pitcher to first base. So I don't know if he got called for interference for taking out a fielder on the slide or what, but nonetheless, he's out. I was wondering why Carey was in the windup. Ball hit foul again down the left side. Still two strikes. And that's the ball. So they'll get the walk there and continue the inning. Up next is Warner, number 77. He's EHing right now in this league, which is called extra hitter. That's what you call people that aren't playing in the field currently. So he is into bat. This is the first exception to that rule that we talked about. Ball hit into right field. I guess we know why they put him out there. The ball lands. It looks like it gets to the fence. The Expos score one. They're going for a triple here. The throw's not in time. So it looks like it got past the outfield and into the fence. And the Expos score their first run of the game, leading the game 1-0 now. So the triple there. So I guess that's why you have an EH. Am I right? Number 4, Carter, the catcher, is up to bat now. Runner on third with 2 outs. That's a pass ball. The runner will come in from third. The ball hops back. He's safe. So the triple turns into a run, and the Expos take an early 2-0 lead here against the Penguins. Tough play because it bounced back pretty hard to the catcher. They just didn't quite get the ball down in time for the tag. And the Expos get the extra run. And now we get a ball hit to center field. Steve Stunda under it. He makes, no, I'm sorry, Everett Lofton, the left fielder, calls him off and makes a catch. That's the end of the first. So after 1 inning, Instigators down 2. Tough first inning there, wouldn't you say, for Cullen? I thought he was going to get out of it, and then it just kind of didn't happen for him there.
Yeah, you had the chance there. Once we had the runner on base there, that triple put it over the edge. But there's a chance to get out of it. With the 2 outs right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see this often in this league. Again, we're under a time limit. The catcher was the last person batting. Now he has to go on and put on his gear. And so they bring in somebody from the bench to do the catching here for the warm-up until the catcher's ready. So that's why we see number 25 out there. It's his turn to do the duty. Is that something you do, Jake?
I don't think so. I don't know. That seems risky to stand behind the plate without that gear.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the catcher there putting on his chest guard. And definitely didn't
exactly
call out
why.
Yeah. The catcher comes to resume his duties, padded up. So this inning will be underway soon. As we see players for the Penguins going down to third base and first base line. Again, you generally have one general manager, and in this case, it's Alex Agrawal filling in for me today. But you don't have bench coaches, you don't have first and third base coaches, but you still need someone to give the signs and to tell people when to go or not. So players lower in the batting order or not in the batting order usually fill those roles. As we see number 87, Ricardo Jimenez up to bat, first baseman for the Instigators in his first season in the IVL as well. Just moved to the Indiana area, and he takes ball 1. So we're happy to have him. Hits the ball hard and plays a really good defensive first base. As he swings that one, pulls his head out on the curveball, and that's a strike. Comes the pitch. Looks good. That's strike 2. Good little slider there. And he strikes out on 4 pitches. So not the start Ricardo would have hoped for, but it's a long season. As Corey Sversina is up to bat. Center fielder for the Instigators in this game. Corey joined the Instigators on the 2nd season, I believe, so a long-term Instigator himself. So he takes ball 1. Really good center fielder, kind of up and down with the bat. So we'll see which one of those he is now. So that's strike 1. Takes the ball there. 2-1. The umpire flips off the crowd, I imagine. Wouldn't that be awesome if he did? Looks Looks like a foul ball. Yes. 2-2. Wouldn't that be great if he just stood up and just like flipped off the whole crowd?
Yeah, I mean that would be entertaining for sure. I think he may have some fans angry at him though if he does that. May hear some heckling throughout
They're
the
usually
game.
angry at the umpire anyway. What's he got to lose?
Yeah, he'll get some extra heckling.
Ball up the middle. That gets through. That's fielded in center field, but no throw as Sversina gets on base. Instigators, I'm sorry, gosh, the Penguins, second hit of the night. Up next, Sam Jordan, number 11. Sam, another rookie for the Instigators. God,
Penguins.
Penguins. I'm used to calling basketball.
Yeah.
For the
What?
Pendleton Penguins here, his first at bat of the season, primarily a pitcher. As we see the ball get to the backstop, no chance on the throw there. As now we're a little crooked. But Sam doesn't play the field a whole lot. He's what we call a PO, which means pitcher only. But he does swing a pretty good bat, so we put him into EH every now and then. That's the role he's filling today. ZC's strike. I almost said a ball, but I hesitated because I knew it was going to be a late call. I could feel it. Pitch as Sam grounds it up the middle. Center fielder fields it. He makes the throw. It looks like they got the out. That's out number one, but the runner advances to third for the Penguins. I'll tell you one thing I got to figure out for this team is the catcher Adam Lesniak comes up to bat. We are slow starters. I can't figure out why, particularly with the bat, and we're seeing that again today. That's 2 outs. Lesniak has a chance here to get his first RBI of the season, however. He swings at that one. That's strike one. When they swing, it's always a strike. That's one of the things I know about baseball.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of the chain link fence in the shot. That's pretty cool. It's strike two. That looked a little inside. Now we'll really see those foul balls and the warm-ups for the bullpen on the Expos side. He chases a high one. That's strike three. So that ends the second inning. Penguins leave one on. Still trailing 2-0. Could be worse. It could be 3-0. Let's play with this a little bit, make it look different here. Yeah, I like this better. Hold on. I got something going. I got something cooking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the one. That looks good. As we see now, again, catcher making the third out of the inning means that we get our second shot at someone warming up the pitcher without gear. This time it's Derek White having arm troubles this year. He's a Penguins original as well. Has played first base every year up to this point. As we see someone touch the camera, the little manager for the Expos, Pat Cersei. But this year, primarily filling an EH role, although we'll see him play the field some. See, I think the last out was Carter, so that'll put up Robinson number 2 to lead off, or number 3 to lead off here for the Expos once the inning gets underway. Colin Carey back on the mound for his second inning. as Lesniak is there now. He's going to throw it down. There's that arm right on the money. We'll get underway here in the bottom of the second. Colin no doubt will be hoping for a more settled second inning than he had in the first inning. First pitch, that one's lined over the second baseman's head. That'll be a single for Robeson. Up now is first baseman Thomas, number 44, for the Expos. Looking to move that runner over. Something you got to look for the Expos every time, and something that you really can't practice a ton if you're a pitcher trying to get in the league is Expos are aggressive on the backs. They like to run. They like to try to steal. And so you got to watch out for that here. And on cue, the runner goes, and he'll go down to second. Lesniak with the throw. It's not in time. The runner's safe. So that's the first stolen base of the season for Robeson. Someone heard us. They fixed it. So now we get the entire field view. This is nice. That's luxurious. Ball hit into center field. It's going to drop. Steve with the throw in. He gets it all the way home. Holds the runner at third. Good job by the center fielder to stop the runner from scoring from second. As we have first and third now, nobody out. Up next is Sauer, the left fielder, number 44. Wearing number 24 today. He swings and misses the first pitch. That's strike one. So here you got to be really careful if you're the catcher. Pass ball means a run scored with the runner on third base. Already down 2-0. You don't want to allow any more runs. Ground ball foul down the third base side. Calling with the pitch. Almost got him. That was a good pitch. Oh, it was a strike. That's strike three. So one out. Nice curveball, breaking ball in the outside corner. Couldn't tell if it was a strike just straight off. I thought the batter was going to swing at it. He didn't, and it was called strike three. So we see McFadden up now, number 25 for the Expos. EH for them. So again, another hitting. I'm going to start calling them hitting specialists. That's what we're going to call them. Carey throws it over to first base, and the first baseman pretends to let the ball go by him to see if he can go at the runner into running. Don't see that in the majors. Pitch, that's a swing. Foul ball. Strike one. Good block there by the catcher. The runner will advance to second. Fakes the throw to see if he can goat the runner. A little more theatrics in the amateur baseball league, wouldn't you say?
A little bit, but it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, we can convince that runner to get off third base just a little bit. You can gun him down, So it's a good thought by Lesniak. He knew he had no chance of the runner at second base, but try to get a free out there. Ball hit up the middle. Shortstop will catch it. And that's out at first. The runner does score, though, from third base. So it's 3-0 Expos, 2 outs. So that's a productive at-bat there if you're an Expos fan, of which I am not. Expos score another run. I'm trying to be impartial, but not very hard.
Yeah.
So Shepard will be up, second baseman. number 1. He hits a little grounder. Colin with the catch, throws it out. That'll end the inning. So twice as good as last inning. Only 1 run here for the Expos as they lead 3-0 here going into the top of the 3rd inning. I'll say solid pitching thus far. You're going to give up some hits. That's going to happen, but he limited the damage, got the out, didn't have any walks that inning, which is good as well. So a decent start there for Colin. It looks like Grass will come back out for the 3rd inning. He hit us. Don't say my name. That's a strike. Good pitch there. As Lesniak will play a third base coach in his shin guards. Honestly smart. If ball's thrown over to third base and missed, it's not going to hurt him.
Yeah, a little extra protection never hurts.
That's right. The major leagues, they wear those helmets. All the base coaches do. So I like this. Kind of the opposite, the shin guards. He's not worried about his brain, but he is worried about those knees.
Yeah.
Throw down to second means this is about to get underway here. It's like Ryan Roofer up. It is Ryan Roofer, number 0, the right fielder. 1/3 of our 0-0 attack. Him and Derek White. Ryan, another left-handed hitter. He sees the ball. All right. Swings that pitch, though. That's strike 1 as the umpire points at him. I assume that's what he did. This umpire's got some personality. That's a ball. 2-1. I wonder how close that field goal post actually is. Do you think someone could hit one and throw it? That's a ball. 3-1.
I feel like if you do, that should automatically be 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we should be consistent.
Yeah.
And he takes a walk. No, okay. That's not on the highlight reel. You never want to be that guy, because now the umpire is like, did you try to show me up? He's already flipped off the crowd. He pointed at you once. Oh, and instead he'll walk back to the bench with the strikeout. 1 out. See, that's what happens. 9 times out of 10, if you walk to first base and it gets called back, that's a strikeout. That's just baseball rules. Steve Stunda up. Stunda, this is his 3rd year with the Penguins. Although last year he missed because he was deployed. So technically his second actual year, but been on the team going back 3 seasons. So he takes ball 1. Excellent hitter. He's playing right field. No, he's playing center field today. He takes a big swing there. That's strike 1. Really productive player when we've been able to have him. And so it's somebody we're happy to have back and see how he does. Hitting in the bottom of the lineup today, just see if we can knock off some of the rust. That's a ball. That is also a ball. So apparently the stats are wrong here. This looks like it's actually Anderson. So it's our first relief pitcher of the game that started this inning. Anderson, so far so good with the strikeout. Strike there. Apologies to Anderson. So Sam Grass went 2 innings, gave up 0 runs. Pretty good start for him. As I said at the top of the league game, we don't have a whole lot of pitchers going 6, 7 innings all the time. So 2, 3, 4 innings is about what you're going to expect to see out of a lot of these guys. As Stunda strikes out. So that's out number 2 for the Penguins. I corrected myself that time. And we're back to the top of the order here with Sam Moran.
We'll have to put the Penguins logo in the background next week. It'll
Yeah,
help
I
with
know.
the
That's what it is
confusion.
for sure.
Yeah.
I keep seeing that dragon's eyebrow.
Yeah.
Ground ball by Moran. He trips a little bit. He's going to try to beat it out, and the shortstop can't field it, so he does. Penguins get a runner here in the third with 2 outs, and Laughlin will come up now, hitting in that number 2 spot. Moran getting a good sized lead over there. The pitch, that's popped up. Let's see if it drops. It does. The outfield is unable to get it on the diving attempt. That's a double. So all of a sudden, with 2 outs, Agrawal comes up with 2 runners in scoring position. So what we thought was going to be a quiet inning, Jake, all of a sudden turns into something that the Penguins might do something with.
Yeah, nice opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position.
Shortstop, as we see the runner on third, working on a little distraction over there on third base. It looked like he was going to steal home, and it stopped. Caused the pitcher to step off the mound. And that's distracting. You know, your first game of the season, you thought you were cruising in your first outing and your first inning. All of a sudden, you got runners in scoring position. Now it looks like a guy might be stealing home. You know, you got to get it all under control pretty quickly as he throws the ball there. Another one. Good job by the catcher to block that one. It's not easy to block a breaking ball like that, but he does a good job there. Agrawal looking for his pitches here. 1-1 count. Ball 2. Equally difficult if you're the 3-hole hitter. You got 2 runners on, 2 outs. You know, early in the season, this is why you're in this spot. That's a ball. We'll see the runner try to advance. Is he going to make it? He does not. That's an out, and that's the end of the inning for the Penguins. Short backstop means an easy bounce back to the catcher. They get the out really easy. It looked to me a little bit like Moran got a late jump on that one. And that is an out. And what looked like it was going to be a promising inning, as we head to the bottom of the third now. Penguins still down 3 to the Expos. Tough way to end the inning.
Definitely. That was the second time we tried to see an attempt at home being stolen there. One from each team now. But you got to refresh me on my baseball rules. Does the batter get to continue the at bat, or is that
it
the
starts
next
over?
batter?
So
Okay.
Agrawal will start with a new count as if the at bat had never taken place. So we'll start with the 3-4-5 hitter. So we see a meeting of the minds here in the short infield, and that's because Sam Jordan will take over for Colin Carey. As we spoke about when Sam was up to bat, this is also Sam's first year with IBL and with the Penguins. So that means on opening day, the manager for the Penguins decided to throw 2 unknown arms to start this game in a rivalry game. I don't know about that guy. But we'll see how it goes. I will tell you, I believe Sam played some college baseball as well, was a pitcher. And so excited to see what he has here. Something you see here that you don't see with Major League umpires as well is the umpires trying to get the sight in. So he'll step up when a new pitcher's up, watch a couple pitches just to see how they come in, see how they come off the arm to try to make as accurate of a call as possible, which is kind of a cool thing to see. But yeah, Sam Jordan making his debut here in the IBL. And he hit us. We're the least popular people in the game, I think.
He was just saying hi to the camera.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Let's make sure we get the velocity on that fastball. So Kerry, kind of an up and down start, 3 runs in 2 innings. You know, it gives him something to build on though. You know, it wasn't perfect by any means, but you know, it was solid. 2 innings of work. You know, I think as his stuff gets up to par, he gets better in game situations. That will, you know, the hope obviously is that will improve. But a good start for him nonetheless. Really, what's been hurting the Penguins in a league that's fairly high scoring is the bats. You got to start scoring runs. You're not going to go 3 up, 3 down every inning, or even most innings in this league. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike. It's number 11. The right fielder for the Expos. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it and embarrass myself or him. Oh, that was just a bit inside. It hit him. So Jordan starts with a runner on first, nobody out in his debut. And we will be back at the top of the order with Jawan York up to bat. So let's count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The Expos batting 11 in this game to the 11 that the Penguins are batting. So both teams batting 11 in this game. Throw over to first base. Again, the first baseman fakes it out. I feel like if you fake it out more than once, it's never going to work. You got to do one fake. He tries it there. It didn't work that time either. So that's a strike. And now they got the runner stuck. Throw down. And he's safe. The ball gets knocked out of the shortstop's glove, it looks like. So the runner gets to second base. They had him dead to rights there, Jake. And they don't get the out. It's a disappointing opportunity, and the runner advances. Like I said, Expos aggressive on the base paths. Saw him kind of take that halfway steal and wait to see what the catcher does, and then go down. Not quite sure what happened, but he gets on second base nonetheless. So we see a foul ball off the right side. That's strike 2. So a hit batter, all of a sudden, up to second base as the second batter of the inning is up. There's the pitch. That's strike 3. So Jordan goes from hitting a batter to striking out a batter in 3 straight pitches. So it looks like he's a little more dialed in here. As he'll face grass. The former pitcher, now extra hitter / Ohtani of the Expos. Pitch is down. Runner thinks about going, but stops. That's a strike. There it is. I'm just trying to get this umpire strike zone a little bit so I can kind of see it now. I don't know if you've noticed, but our camera's gone a little bit to the left again. This wind is really brutal in Central Indiana today. And like, you know, with the screen getting hit a bunch of times or the fence or whatever. Here's the pitch by Jordan. Oh, bobble by Lesniak. The runner goes, though. He's out by a mile. So that's 2 down now for the Expos. Great job by Lesniak to gather the ball up and make the throw down to third base. That wasn't even close. So now nobody on. 2 outs for Jordan, who's gotten all the luck it felt like Colin Carey could not get in the first 2 innings. That's the ball. Here comes the pitch. That's fouled off to the right side, and we'll continue the at-bat. Jake, what positions did you play when you played baseball?
Played a little bit of outfield, but I primarily actually played second base.
Yeah, you look like a second baseman. That's what I would have guessed. Second base.
Yeah.
That's a walk. So we'll have Waters come up now. 2 outs still here in the 3rd inning. Penguins trying to get through the first inning of the game in which they don't allow a run. Hopefully we can do that. That's a strike. Runner takes the lead over at first base. Jordan looks him over. I think just about every runner that's gotten on base has tried to steal. And there he goes. That's a foul ball. Another hit and run opportunity, just as I said it. And I haven't watched this game, just so you know. That wasn't cheating. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
Like I followed the game changer when it was going on, but I hadn't watched the film, so. But it's just something you know the Expos are going to do, and you got to be ready for it. Or thinks about going again. Instead, it'll be a soft ground ball to the first baseman. He'll make the play, and that's out number 3. By God, the Penguins do it. Go an entire inning without giving up a run. Great job for them. As they keep it at 3-0. Now they got to get the bats going. So again, because of that throw out at home plate, we'll start with Agarwal and White, 3 and 4 to start, middle of the order. So this is, in my opinion, the best opportunity the Penguins have to score runs so far in this game, starting with their I would say two most productive players in Penguins history up right now. But honestly, this game's flying by. Pretty clean baseball game. I think we've only seen the one error. We see the manager for the Expos, Scott, walk by. Good catch there by the catcher. I thought we were taking one in again. Sam Moran going to cover third base. Agarwal walking up. Looks like he's trying to time the pitch. Throw down to second. We'll get this game underway. 3-0 Expos. I think we're at a new pitcher again. Looks like Warner, number 77, is pitching in the game now. First pitch is the ball. See ball 2. Jason says, Frosty, I thought you'd be playing. I was actually in France during this game. So I'm not in this game. So the guy's got to pick up all the slack of me not being there. As we see a ball hit all the way to the fence. Agarwal going for 3. The double cut doesn't get there, and Agarwal with the leadoff triple to start the inning for the Penguins. I'll be honest though, even when I am in the games, like I'm at the games, I usually don't start. I'm a relief pitcher. I come in mid-game. Sometimes I'll play the field, but mostly I don't because there are guys that are way better than me at playing the field. I'm a pitcher, but so even if I am there, usually not playing until the 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere in the middle innings. Right, I'm sorry. White crushes that one in the gap. Penguins get their first run on the RBI single. And what I tell you, Penguins' best opportunity comes through. 2 most productive guys, and Agarwal and White come through, and the Penguins down 2. Nobody out still here in the 3rd inning. That was a nice hit. Just a little gapper right there between between the left fielder and right fielder to get the run in. So we get a ball. White not a threat to steal at first base, I'm going to be honest with you. That's a strike there. Will Prine up. Struck out his last at bat, I believe. That's a ball. That looked like a pretty good pitch from here. That's a strike. That was right down the middle. You know what it is? We didn't score any runs until Jason got in the chat. All of a sudden, Jason gets in the chat. We score a run immediately. It was like the next pitch. I wish you were here in the first inning. We would have scored a bunch. A little pop up there. Second baseman makes catch, makes throw over to first. Runner's safe. So that's 1 out. Up next, Ricardo Jimenez. He struck out his first at bat. Jimenez tells the umpire, hey, buddy, none of these are strikes. 4 straight balls. I assume that's what he's saying. I can't hear it, but.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna work though, convincing the ump on that.
As we get a ball hit hard. And that's gone. That's a home run by Ricardo Jimenez.
Nice.
Second at bat of his career. He goes yard to left center field. And, that's a high school field. It's no slouch. And the Penguins have tied up the game at 3 after scoring no runs the first 3 innings. They score 3 here in the 4th and have tied the game. What a shot there by Jimenez to tie the game up. They say he's not very fast, but you don't have to be when you hit the ball that far. Sversina fouls the ball off right side. One of the 2 best Corys on this team is Corey Serena. He hits a little chopper. Pitcher lets it go to the second baseman. Second baseman makes the throw, and they get the out. That's out number 2. Tough play at first base, but they make the play. And the Penguins are down to their final out here in the 4th. Did not expect to see a home run the first game of the season. I got to be honest with you. This isn't a league with a ton of home runs. They do happen from time to time. Interesting story. My very first time pitching in this league, hadn't pitched since I was 19 or so. Picked up a ball at 32, go in the first game, and the first player I face, as we see, we'll hold that thought, Sam Jordan lines one into right field. So you got to think about two. He's going for the double. That rolls to the fence, and he's in there easily with a stand-up double. So the bat's come alive here for the Penguins. But I was facing a former minor leaguer with bases loaded. He took me a yard on the first pitch of my career, grand slam, and not for me. So pretty tough start. I've settled down since then. I made the All-Star game that year. It's the only year I made the All-Star team. But guys can hit the ball in this league. So Sam Jordan gets the double, 2 outs, and Adam Lesniak is up. Let's see if Lesniak can keep us going here. Yeah, Jason, you're going to have to come to all the games, man. It's ridiculous. Strike one on Lesniak. How do you think you do if you how long did you play baseball? Like what year did you quit? How old were you?
I played all the way up through high school. So we get hit there.
No, it looks like a fly ball, and that'll be out number 3.
Yeah.
How do you think you do? You just picked up a bat today and started playing again.
Probably not too well.
Yeah.
I was never much of a hitter, so I was more of a fielder. And I think I could still field decently. I don't know. Batting, I never was too good, so that would be a struggle.
Yeah, for sure. It always was for me too. I was a decent batter in up through my sophomore year or freshman year, and then I stopped hitting altogether and just started pitching all the time. And now I'm terrible at it. I think my career batting average in this league is 200 or 220. Not good. I thought it would be like riding a bike. You pick up a baseball bat for the first time, and for me, it had been 14 years or so, 13 or 14 years. I'll tell you, it was not like riding a bike at all. It was a struggle to start, but the more you play, the more you get into it. It's just you got to remember all those things, the little things. You know what I mean? Especially as a pitcher, the first time you step on the mound and you're like, wait, how do I do this again? But figured it out. So that's kind of a little bit of what our pitchers are going through today, although none of them had for the Penguins, like I said, they're all probably 3 to 5 years since they've thrown, versus over a decade for me. And so there's, and some, I think a little less for Sam. So, it's not quite as bad, but it's still, a learning curve, a relearning curve, if you will, that I didn't expect.
Yeah,
Good,
I think
3-3.
Yeah, I think if I went up to bat though, I would use one of those new bazooka bats. So
the torpedo bats, yeah.
Actually,
not in this game, but later in the couple weeks after this, one of our players, Ryan Roofer, actually bought a torpedo bat. So I'll be interested to see how it works. We've used it in one game so far. This weekend will be the second game if he plays, but no, they're all the rage now, and I get kind of the thought process behind them. So to me, that's a strike by Sam. To me, if we're using them, they should be called Penguins bats because they're kind of shaped like a penguin.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get I don't hit. That's my thing is I want to try one, but I don't bat enough. As that's a single to right field. I've only batted in one game so far this season. Like I said, this game took place April 13th, right? So it's been a little while. But I've only batted one game this season. Why would I, at least what my wife says, why would I pay money for a bat if I'm never going to use it? But I want to use one. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I'll get a custom penguin painted one. It'll look like a penguin. Runner on here, bottom of the 4th. Penguins just clawed back. Would love another inning here. Throw over to first. This time, Ricardo does not try to fake out that he caught the ball. So that's good. Slight pause in the action here. There's the pitch. That's a ball. Runner goes. What do I tell you, man? These Expos love to steal, and why not? They're good at it. Runner's safe there. So he moves into scoring range. There's a, I used to play out of the park baseball all the time, and stream those games. And I would steal all the time because it's a high risk, high reward, right? Like you have way better chance of scoring should you steal second base. But like if you get thrown out, the stats say it's worse than never having been on base before. Like it sets your team back that far. So if you have guys that can really steal, they get on base and steal 80% of the time, that leads to a lot more runs scored. There's a ball. Catcher tried to bait the runner a little bit. I love the theatrics. Comes Jordan with the pitch. That gets by, so the runner will advance to third here. And it's a walk, so we got runners at first and third now. Nobody out. So immediately in hot water after having tied the game back up are the Penguins. Robeson up here. He's 0 for 1 today. Surprised the runner didn't go there, but that's ball one. Classic first and third situation, less than 2 outs. Send the runner to second, see what the catcher does. He goes this time. And it's a ground ball to the right side. Perfect hit and run baseball by the Expos. As they'll get the single, they'll score the run and move runners up to first and third. So what happens there for you non-baseball fans is when the runner, you have kind of two things that happen, right? One of which happened there, but and that's what we'll talk about now, is that Thomas is up now, is when the runner takes off for second, the second baseman comes over to either cover second base or, as you know, Jake, you were a second baseman, or back up the shortstop. So then when you slap the ball to the right side, there's so much field over there that you don't have to hit it particularly hard. And indeed, he didn't there. But you still get a run and you get the single because no one's there. Ball hit to the shortstop. He flips it to second base for one. Over to first, and that'll end the inning. Oh, no, there was nobody out. So that's 2 outs. They had me all fooled because they were running off the field. Instead, the Expos get a run with 2 outs. Up 5-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. So a double play, but they give up the run. You'll probably trade that, if you're the Penguins. We see a strike there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, having the runners on first and third, that's such a hard position defensively,
Yeah.
Because you expect the runner to go to second in most of those situations, so you shift around with that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and again, it just opens up that whole side of the field. Even like the worst case scenario, right, is that it's a strike down the middle. And now you have a runner stealing second and it puts a catcher in a bind. Do I try to throw the runner out and maybe give up the runner trying to score from third, or do I give up the free base? Obviously baseball teams run a lot of plays based around, that, most people don't think baseball has plays, but it does. You have set plays that you do in situations. But when you only play once a week, all these guys have full-time jobs. You don't really like have time to practice those kinds of plays. So first game of the season, that's a tough situation to be in no matter what. So we see a ground ball up the middle, diving play up the middle. Neither infielder is able to get it. However, and the runner is on safely is Sauer, and that puts a runner on first with 2 outs. Up next is McFadden. Looks like they're just checking to make sure the middle infielders are okay. Both of them dove to try to catch that ball. Neither did, unfortunately. It was just hit perfectly up the middle. That's a single. So McFadden will step in the box now. His team's already scored 2 runs in this inning, up 5-3 here in the 4th. He hits one, fouls it back. So 0-1 count here. Strike 2, good pitch. Again, another up and down outing for a rookie pitcher for the Penguins. You'll kind of take these lumps early in the season of them like struggling through and trying to get through an inning. Although here it's just been good hitting. You know what I mean? It's not like the pitcher's doing anything poorly. They just got to hone in their stuff and hope it, like, as a manager, you hope that they continue to improve and throughout the season so that they're ready and get better as the season goes on. So, but both of them, both Colin, and Sam have pitched pretty well. They've just gotten hit a little bit, so probably catching a little too much of the strike zone. So that's out number 3 for sure this time. So we'll move to the top of the 5th. Penguins down 2. So how demoralizing is that, right? You just come back down 3, you score 3, and then you give up 2 more, just to be right back in the hole you just dug yourself out of. Catchers decided to play this inning with no helmet. So I do know I was given a heads up at some point, and I think we're probably near that point, Jake. A ball is going to hit the camera, and the camera is going to be like all messed up for a couple innings, and then we'll switch to another camera and it will work fine. So just a heads up to you and the viewers that that's the thing that's going to happen. It's amateur night, so those things are bound to happen. I mean, heck, our pro team has plenty of camera issues as it is. Although I'm excited to say that dropping a little bit of Instigators news while we're here is that we did get into their program for that camera. Now we will be able to live stream back directly to YouTube like we did season 1. So folks won't need the Pixel app anymore, the View app. They'll be able to watch right here on YouTube. That link will be private for live games and only shared with folks with a subscription. But that'll be nice. I know it's something that I heard a lot. I'm sure you heard it some too from our viewers, is that they just missed being right on YouTube. Frankly, I did too, because then we didn't have to upload it, you know what I mean, and all that good stuff. So, shout out to Pixelot for getting that done for us. One of the things we didn't talk about last night while they're warming up here is the Athletes United Softball League kicks off their season today. It's the first season pro softball We just saw a strategic investment by Major League Baseball. The games are going to be on ESPN and/or MLB.TV, and so that's exciting. 4 teams to start the year, but again, women's sports just kind of taking off. I'm excited to watch the games later today. I'm going to be cheering for the Volts this season, but looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They're playing in Chicago actually this weekend for their opening day. All right, Ryan Roofer up. Sans the torpedo bat. That comes later. This is just his regular bat, so don't get too excited. He's going to hit a donger here. He might. Jay says we got to get those bats working on the field here. He's not wrong. That's a ball. We see Ricardo running over. It's another ball outside. Here comes the pitch, 2-0. Roofer puts one in play to the second baseman. He's going to try to make the play, and he does. That's out number 1. Again, though, right? Like, you don't see this in Major League Baseball a whole lot. Players running all the way through. We saw Ryan do it there. It was a pretty close play. Ryan's pretty fast. It just puts, in a league where guys, again, are playing once a week, it just puts that, and I imagine you agree with this, Jake, playing second base. It just puts that extra thought in your head. That guy's running quick. I got to get this over there. Maybe it gives you a little bit more of an opportunity for an error as you panic. Although Jake doesn't panic.
Yeah.
Like balling.
Yeah, and if you take that extra second to think about it, sometimes you have the double clutch in there, add some time before you get that throw over.
Yeah, that's right. That's strike one. Do you have a baseball team? Have we talked about this before? Do you have a baseball team? Who do you cheer for?
I don't know anymore. So like growing up, my family's Yankees fans. So
yeah, that's the right answer.
Yeah, so that's who it was. I don't know if it is anymore. The last game I went to was a Braves game. And then I'm going to the Rays game tomorrow. So I don't know if I have a team right now.
Yeah, I like I've always liked the Braves okay. As they check down, he did not swing. That's a ball. I've always liked the Braves okay. I'm a Yankees fan. I always kind of float around the National League. I try to choose the National League team to cheer for. It's been the Rockies the last couple of years because Kyle Freeland and I went to the same college and he pitches for the Rockies. And you don't see a ton of University of Evansville guys in the league, even though Evansville's baseball is decent. So that's a ball, and Steve Stundle will take the walk. But, they're so horrible this year. Like, what's the point, So I don't really have a National League team right now. But I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Love Aaron Judge. And Shohei Ohtani, like, in my opinion, one of the best players of this century already, and he's still so young. But see a ball there.
Back when I was young and I followed Matsui was my favorite guy.
Godzilla.
Yep.
Hideki Matsui. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's a George Brett and the Royals fan. One of my favorite baseball clips of all time is when George Brett gets called out after he hits that monster home run against the Yankees because his pine tar was too high on his bat and he gets into a fight. One of my favorite baseball moments ever. I've watched that clip probably a million times. He's just so mad when he storms out of the dugout, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? Like, again, a Yankees fan, but there's no way that the pine tar being a half inch up on his bat is the reason he hit that monster home run. One of my favorite baseball moments of all time. Oh, that's a broken bat. They don't get the out at second, so the broken bat single. And all of a sudden, the Penguins have runners on first and second with nobody out. We're going to pick up the bat shards. We don't get gifted bats like Major League Baseball players. We're going to pay for those. Somebody's wife is going to be mad.
Yeah, I was going to say, as cool as it is to see that, I'm sure the player there was not happy to see that.
Yeah. The worst is when someone uses your bat because they forgot theirs and they broke it. I did that to one of my teammates last year. I broke one of his bats, but I hit an RBI single, so I paid for the bat because that's you should. If you break someone else's bat, you should pay for it. But I got an RBI single out of it, so I'll take it. But yeah, that's the worst. The worst is like breaking them in the batting cage. Not even a game action. You just break it practicing. So we see a ball hit, pitcher covers it. They get the out there at first, so that's second and third, one out. And now Agarwal up. So we're back to the heart of the order. Penguins within striking distance again. This has been a really good game to start the season. Back and forth, a little bit of action. Theatrics for days, broken bats. No fights with each other, no umpire arguments yet for our bingo card, but we're hoping it's early yet. As that's a ball. The Royals are decent to watch now, going back to what Jason was saying, being a Royals fan, but they got I like Salvador Perez, I like Whit Merrifield played for them. I think he still plays for them, but they're kind of a fun team to watch, kind of in the middle of nowhere doing decent baseball things. Did you ever have a team you couldn't stand?
I mean, I think growing up as a Yankees fan, it would have to be the Red Sox.
Yeah, my hatred for the Red Sox is so deep that I hate every Boston team.
Yeah.
No matter the sport. The only difference is the Celtics, because Brad Stevens obviously started in Butler here in Indiana. So it's kind of hard to hate them. But I try. But yeah, no other team than Boston. And it doesn't help that like Tom Brady was leading the Patriots, as I was growing up. So like there's hatred from someone being so successful all the time. You know what I mean? Like made it easy. The Bruins, I didn't like. I don't even think there are Bears in Boston, in Massachusetts at all. As that's a pass ball. Penguins score again. Oh, the ball goes all the way down. Looks like the Penguins are going to score a second run here. So they score 2 runs on a ball that kicks from the catcher to right field, basically. And the Penguins have tied up the game here in the 5th inning at 5. That ball just took a weird bounce. I don't know what to tell you. Shot off the catcher, and then it looked like he thought someone was going to go pick it up, and no one did. Rolled past the dugout, and it costs the Expos. That's just early season stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of fluke plays that you'll have early in the season. But nonetheless, Penguins have tied the game now and have a runner on second here in the 5th. That's a ball. Ground ball fouled off. We actually heard that one. I think next time we'll have to have some like background or music or something. Like we'll have to find like a baseball like audience sound the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not using a professional camera, so there's no professional mic, so you can't really hear anything. But that'd be fun. That's all.
Yeah, we can use the crowd filler the Falcons got caught using a few years back.
Hey, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Derek White hits another one. That's down. Looks like it's going to be a double as it rolls to the fence, and the Penguins take their first lead of the game, 6-5 here in the 5th inning, off a great double. Once again, middle of the order coming through for the Penguins, and now they take their first lead of the season. Not even the ball game of the season. It's the first game of the season, so. That looked like a strike, and it is. Good breaking ball. Penguins up 6-5 here in the 5th. That's a ball. So for those of you watching, IBL has 9 teams. It has several age brackets, and this age bracket, which is 25 plus, meaning you have to be at least 25 years old to play in the league. Does that look like a ball? Okay. There's 9 teams. The first 7 teams make the playoffs, and then the 8th team is decided by a play-in game between the 8th and 9th seed over the 15-game seasons. Last year, the Penguins were the 8th seed, played against the Bombers, who were the 9th seed, won that game, and then turned around and played against the Monarchs in the first round of the playoffs and lost. So this year, I've been told by the team manager, aka myself, as we see another strikeout, drop third strike. So MLB rules, they got to get the out. Is he safe? Let's see. Yeah, they called him safe, so they don't get the out on the drop third strike. So mark that strikeout and an error as the Penguins keep the inning going. But anyway, so the manager, aka me, has told me our goal. Oh, what if we do this? Sounds completely unrelated to baseball. I love that. Like, yeah, let's use the Falcons one. You hear these huge hits.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear 4-3. You know.
Have some tennis audio in there too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That one might go well if you time it up right and the guy swings. It's
Yeah.
or just like a zoo, not even sports. But anyway, our goal this year is to make the playoffs without playing in the play-in. So as we see the runner take off from first, and they'll just let him go. So there it is again. Teams haven't really practiced these situational plays, so base runners will take advantage of it. Now the Penguins, who've already scored 3 in this inning, look to continue the pressure here on the Expos. That's a strike 3, and Ricardo knew it. Curveball right down the middle. Nothing you can do about that, I guess, if you're not looking for it. And that is the end of the top half of the 5th inning. Good guys on top, 6-5. So that's how you pick up your pitchers there that gave up a couple hits. You go back and strike on offense. Bottom 5th, as a reminder, these are 9-inning games or 2 hours and 45 minutes, whichever happens first. Sam Jordan back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. No, his 3rd inning of work. Apologies. Compelling game so far. It's been a pretty clean game. I don't want to say it's like MLB quality. Don't get me wrong, but I think both teams have played really well, particularly for their first game. The game's moving along at pace. Not a ton of errors. Pitchers are throwing strikes. Batters are hitting pitches. So far, so good. So the IBL this is like I said, the 25 plus league. What I would say its most competitive league is the 18 plus. Those are guys that are like just out of high school. Some of them are playing there in the summer while they're home from college, right? So it's a really good league. They have guys that stay in that league for a long time because they love the competitiveness of it. Then you have 25 plus, which is pretty close to the same competitive level, but maybe a little less because you have some older guys, right? And then you have the 35 plus, the 45 plus, and the 55 plus baseball leagues. So we need to talk to some of these 55 plus guys. I want to get those games on here. I can't imagine being a catcher.
Yeah.
55 years old, or pitching for that matter. Oh, hit the batter. He'll take away. So that's the 2nd hit batter by Sam. and there will be a conference on the mound. It looks like that'll be it for him. So we get a pitching change mid-inning. It looks like that's what's going to happen.
You know, last time he hit somebody to start the inning, he didn't allow any runs that inning.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So now it looks like Will Prine will get the mound. He'll move over from third base onto the mound, and a new third baseman will come in, and Sam Jordan will go to the bench. So we get a mid-inning change brought to you by us. Jason Wright, is there a pitch clock? There's not a pitch clock, but we're too old to waste time. So I think overall, I kind of like the way the IBL takes care of it better than the way it wouldn't work for Major League Baseball. But rather than having an individual pitch clock, I like that it just has a game clock, right? And so, you know, there's some shenanigans with that, but it goes both ways, right? Is that like if your team's up to bat and you're up a run in the bottom of an inning, maybe you take a few extra beats before stepping into the batter's box. Although 10 minutes in this league is a long time for an inning. But on the other side, we've had ones where it's like, okay, like we're the away team, like this game, we're down a run. There's 5 minutes left. The pitcher has to go up there and quick pitch everything. And so, we've seen both ends of it, but I like that better than a pitch clock. The fields just aren't really prepared for a pitch clock because we play at high school fields, and most high schools, high school leagues don't have a pitch clock. But I do like just kind of the game clock. Kind of more banana ball rules, right? I think banana ball games are 2 hours. Is that right? All right. So Will Prine will debut for the Penguins this season. This is Will's third season with the Penguins. So he's the most veteran pitcher pitching in this game thus far. And I think he will be for the whole game. I think the only other pitcher that's more veteran than him on our team is me, as he almost hits the batter to start off. But yeah, I think, notice I said more veteran. I didn't say older, although I am older than Will. But I'm meaning games played for the Penguins, not old, all right? As Will tries to get a pick off at first base, that doesn't work. This time Ricardo didn't fake it. The ball did get past him, and the runner gets to second base. So tough start here for Will on the mound. 2 pitches, he almost hits a batter. The other one he throws it to right field. Hopefully he'll get settled down here. He's been one of the most consistent pitchers for the Penguins in the 3 years that he's been on the team. Although he has had times, as we've been hit. I think this is our camera issue. Let's give it a minute and see if it fixes itself. He does have times, like everybody does, where it just doesn't go well. I don't know. I kind of like the game like this, It gives a air of mystery.
Yeah, it's like a cinematic shot.
Yeah. Another pass ball here. All right. So I think this is it. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to do a halftime show really quick while I switch to the camera feed.
Yeah, the old baseball halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody, Yeah, I think I got it pulled up. Let me just see where we pick up the game at. Looks like, okay. So we're going to pick up the game bottom of the 7th. So we're going to miss an inning. And in that inning, I can let you know what happened. The Penguins get out of this inning with no runs. So Will works out of it. And oops, that's the wrong button. And the Instigators score 3 more runs on singles. So now it is 9-5 as we pick up the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome to Amateur Night, everybody. This is bound to happen sometimes. But we're back underway. Much better sound quality, though.
Yeah.
Bottom of the seventh, looks like runners on first and second, nobody out. And Thomas is up 1 for 2. The first baseman here for the Expos, down 9-5.
Up, straight up. That's up.
Much better audio on this camera. So we're looking through a little bit of a tunnel here. I like it. Seventh. That was the longest seventh inning stretch of all time. It started in a sixth inning. Another foul ball.
There you go. Good job.
We'll go with weather delay.
Yeah.
So the Penguins, after scoring no runs the first 3 innings, the next 3 innings score 3, 3, and 3, go up 9-5. So the bats woke up for sure. Now the key is, can they hold on to it? Again, first and second, nobody out. That looked like a strike, but it was not a strike. We don't have the ABS system in the IBL, no automatic balls and strikes. It's hard to tell from this angle. Thomas fouls off another one. Dude, hit it fair. Get out of that. There's the pitch. Another foul ball. Look, it looks like it hit a bleacher. I hope it wasn't somebody's car.
Yeah, hopefully not. But the sound effects are crazy with this audio now with the new camera setup.
Yeah, I like it. So in this league, in Major League Baseball, they go through like 100 baseballs a game. In the IBL Amateur League, if you're in the dugout, you gotta go chase those baseballs. Just like that. That was a good pitch there. That's strike 3. Good battle by Thomas, but he goes down. 3 strikes. So someone in the dugout is cursing every time a teammate hits a foul ball because you gotta go get it. You gotta go find it. It's ridiculous. So I believe that's 1 out now. Number 35 is up to bat. Playing left field now. He's a substitute. This is his first at bat of the game. Right to that curveball, back out of the way. It's hard not to. If you haven't seen a curveball in a while and you see it coming, it feels like it's coming at you from the guy on the same arm side as you. It's hard not to get out of the way. You gotta stick in there, get ready to hit it. Good ball. So we can hear the wind now. It is windy. That's a strike. The strike you heard called before then, just so you heard someone go, that was actually the first baseman, Ricardo. So everybody knows it's his signature. All right, so that's out number 2. So Will, after getting guys on first and second through mysterious moves, first, I'm sorry, gets 2 straight strikeouts. This will bring in McFadden. McFadden's 0 for 2 in this one. Will checks the runner. Okay, so there's a runner at first too. So checks the runner at second base. Pass ball. Runners look to advance. Throw down to third is not in time. So runners now second, third, 2 outs. McFadden with a single here likely scores 2 and gets his team back in this one. Curveball slipped out of his hand. It looked like a little bit there. Is that the ball? Strike 2. Ground ball over the pitcher's head. First base, second base charges, makes the throw to first, and that's the out. They go out of the inning, no run scored. We head to the 8th inning here, 9-5 Penguins.
Good job.
So we've seen a couple times now. Will get himself into a little bit of trouble, get himself out of a little bit of trouble. So good job by him. As the Penguins take a 4-run lead into the 8th. Carter goes to touch the umpire, asks him what they're having for lunch after this game.
As a spectator, what is your go-to food at a baseball game?
Oh, I'm a hot dog guy all day. Give me a hot dog and a beer. What about you?
Yeah, I'd probably go with a hot dog as well. I'd say a popcorn is probably the next after that, but
I can see
gotta
that.
go with a hot dog regularly.
I like. I'll do when they do like the ice cream in the little helmet, the mini helmet with the ice cream. You can't pass that up.
Yeah, see, lactose intolerant though, so I don't know about that on my end.
Yeah. It looks like Sours in the picture. The Expos. Again, we got the bullpen catcher. So here it looks like Flores Versina is up next for the Penguins. That's a good looking cut right there.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
It's a ball. Camera's close enough. We can hear both dugouts talking, which is nice. We can hear the encouragement guys are giving them. At the end of the day, right? We're all there to have fun. It's a Sunday afternoon baseball game. So guys cheering each other on. I love to hear that. See ball too. That's a strike. Big fastball on the outside corner. Not a strike. Bad fastball on the inside corner. Another called strike on the inside corner. That one's outside, and he'll take the walk. Good at bat by Corey. Not to be confused with me, no relation. Looks like Sam Jordan's up. So he's 1 for 2 so far in this game. That single to right center field his last time up. Corey's a danger to run over there at first base, although the Penguins aren't a running team. They call the foul ball there. You see the on deck batter go and get the ball. That's good hustle there by Roofer. Pitch. That's the ball. Throw down to first base. He's safe. Runner goes. I said we're on the winning team. We go. And he steals second base. The ball gets away. Shouldn't have said that because it made me look like an idiot. But a good stolen base there like this. Good to see him use the speed.
I just gotta watch the ball.
Pitches. Strike there, so Jordan will go down on strikes. He didn't agree with that pitch. Lesniak gives the umpire, I think it's a ball of Coke. Can't tell though. Lesniak pops one up. First baseman says he's got it, and he's correct. That's out number 2. I really like hearing the audio because you can hear the players talking to each other, communicating on the field. When you don't practice a ton together, you got to communicate more, right? That becomes more important because you're not used to each other. Major League Baseball players, they still talk, but they're used to each other. They know generally what the other guy's range is and what he can do, but here you don't have that. And so it's extra important that you communicate. Better teams in the IBL communicate more often. Pitch. Foul ball. This cage is taking a beating today. Pass ball, runner advance to third. All right, so a base hit by Roofer means a run for the Penguins here. So let's see if he can come through here. Left-handed batter. He's got all kinds of room on the right side if he wants it. There's the pitch. That's high. Swings through that one. That's strike 2. That's a pass ball on the walk. Runner will score. Roofer looks to take second base. The throw down to second. And they got him. So that'll end the inning. But the run does count there for the Penguins. So the Penguins take the lead 10-5 into the bottom of the 8th inning. A little bit of a risk there to try to take second base. I think it was the right call. Unfortunately, it was a great throw and a great tag by the Expos to get the out. But the run scores. So Penguins up 5. So it looks like Sam Moran has taken the mound now to take over for Bill Prime. Sam in his second year as a Penguin. Played second base for most of the game. He's also the leadoff hitter for the Penguins, and now pitching to try to keep this 10-5 lead. It's not a save situation, but it is high leverage, so let's see how he does. Sam started off really hot last year for the Penguins in his first season. Unfortunately, he had some shoulder issues that prevented him from pitching for the majority of the season, but luckily he's back and healthy this year. All right, here goes third down the second. We'll be ready. Did you ever try pitching?
Never did actually. So I played second, and part of that was because of how fast I threw. It just was not very fast, and that being
Yeah,
at second made it a little bit easier.
yeah, classic. But yeah, if you're athletic at second base, you don't need a terribly strong arm to be really successful. All right, so this is another rule I forgot to talk about for the IDL. We actually have a new batter. It looks like Gatlin, but he's been added to the bottom of the order rather than replacing someone. So, like I said, you can bat as many as you want. So they're now batting 12 batters as they put him in at the bottom of the order. So generally, you want to do that if you're not late in the game like it is now. You keep running, but you want to get back to the top of your order. You're really probably not going to circle back around to this part of the order again. So you put some pinch hitters in without taking out your best hitters and try to produce some runs here. So that's what the Expos are doing. I think it's really good call by Scott Searcy. And we'll see if it pays off for them. But another one of those quirky rules of the IBL is at any point you can just add a batter to the bottom of the lineup. That was the pitch. That's a strike. So it's interesting here. They went, the Penguins did, starting, we'll say with Sam, who pitched the third and fourth and beginning of the fifth inning. Kind of a hard thrower. And then they went to Will, who doesn't throw quite as hard. And now they've gone to Sam, who throws harder again and with a lot more movement. So it's keeping the Expos, you see a drop third strike there, keeping the Expos on their toes here with the mixture of stuff and velocity out of the Penguins. So Will Prine's final stat line there, even though we missed a little bit of it, he pitched 3 innings, had 3 strikeouts, gave up no hits, walked a batter and hit a batter. And then had 1 return. So pretty good outing for Prine, the veteran. So we see the Penguins opened with 2 kind of, I'll say, untested guys, at least in the IBL. And then once they got the lead, they went to their veteran guys that have been there before, and so far it's paying off.
Stop trying to record it.
Here comes the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike.
I think I'm going to go right here. Sorry, buddy. No, I'm not.
There's a conversation about the camera going on. Strike 3.
Pitch.
Steals second base. So again, the Expos steal another base. As I said before, really aggressive on the base pad. They're showing that there. So even though they get the strikeout, they advance the runner into scoring position. As we get another, it looks like, addition to the bottom of the order, we do. Bingo, so. Inside. So it looks like the Expos here pulling out all the stops to try to get back in this game. Here in the 8th inning. I think we're being taped. Comes the pitch. Another strike. Strike three, so a second straight strikeout there for Moran. It's technically third straight strikeout, as he struck out the first batter who advanced on a drop third strike. Another strike.
Boys, what up? I don't know.
Ball inside. Good pitch though.
Fellas.
See what happens here. Moran looks 2 outs. It's tough on a pitcher getting 4 outs in an inning instead of 3. 3 is hard enough. Adding another out to that makes it a little bit more difficult. But he's got 2 strikes. Comes the pitch. Strike 3. So Moran strikes out +1 there. As we move to the top of the 8th. Instigators. Top of the 9th. I'm sorry. Instigators up 5. What do you think of that inning there, Jake? Clutch.
Yeah, solid inning. Does he get credited for that strikeout there too?
It's 10 to
even with
5
the-
Penguins.
He does.
It's 10 to 5 Penguins, and I think this is the last inning.
That is correct. Person in the crowd. But yeah, he gets credit for all 4 strikeouts. So literally cannot do better than that in an inning. It feels
Oh my god!
like 5 strikeouts in an inning would be absurd.
I mean, you could try to pad stats, I guess, doing that, but that's risky. Anytime you go over three strikeouts.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, imagine you're up so much and you just like start dropping third strikes like guys on the and strike out the next guy. That'd be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I pitch 4 or 5 innings to get strikeouts in a game. You know, I'm a pitch to contact kind of. I can't imagine getting 4 strikeouts. I haven't done that since absurd, but good pitching by Moran, and we can see why they put him in the kind of high leverage situation to kind of end the game, try to end the game here for the Penguins with a win. Throw down to second. We'll get underway here. Steve Stunda is up. Bottom of the order for the Penguins. He's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. So he's had a successful game today in his return back from deployment. And he hits that one a mile. And that's a home run by Steve Stunda. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, and a walk. And he'll take the jog around the bases to extend the Penguins lead 8-5. Second home run of the game for the Penguins. You saw that first pitch, and he just crushed it. So now we'll go to the top of the order, and Moran is up. We see this with him sometimes. I told you he's a switch hitter. We've seen him right-handed. The pitcher is right-handed. But if Moran sees something that he likes against the righty, sometimes he'll switch to right-handed anyway. He's not strictly left-handed against righties and right-handed against lefties. He'll mix it up both ways. He sees a strike there. 2 home runs on opening day, Jake, for the Penguins. Huge display of power. That's ball. Takes another one. Swings through that one for a strike. As he walks, the pitcher here has to recover a little bit after giving up the home run and walking a batter. Here, as I know, if you're an Expos fan, of which I am not, you want to keep this lead to a 6-run lead to give your team, any chance of going in the ninth inning. As Laughlin hits a little chopper here to second base, and the second baseman throws it to first. They get the out at second, but Laughlin won't advance. So runner on second, 1 out. Tried to turn the double play there and threw it wide to the first baseman. So now runner on second with 1 out. I'm just imagining that the cameraman is so angry at how this game's going that he's just shaking the camera. He's like, I can't believe this,
Yeah, shaking with rage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Foul ball there by Agrawal. Agrawal, it looks like he's 2 for 3 in this game. So he's having a great game too. Pass ball, the runner is going to try to advance to third. Ball rolls around, unfortunately for the catcher. Instead of bouncing right back to him, as we've seen earlier in the game, it rolls around. Laughlin advances to third on what was originally a fielder's choice. Agrawal nearly gets hit. Good job dropping the bat. You don't want to foul ball off the back of the bat there. Another ball. Agrawal doing a good job working the count here. It's another foul ball. You went up to bat. Were you one of the guys that got right back in the box, or did you take a minute?
It would honestly depend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Another foul ball.
yeah, if I got down in the count, I think I was more likely to stop the rhythm. If
Yeah.
I was up in the count, then I would just keep going.
Yeah. Another foul ball. This has been a great at bat by Agrawal with the runner on third. He has the power. He's looking for something he can lift into the outfield to get the run with only 1 out. But he's fighting everything off until then. There's 2 strikes. He gets one to lift there. And it drops. Agrawal is in with a stand-up double, his 3rd hit of the game, and Laughlin scores. So now Penguins take a 12-5 lead after being down 5-3. So great offensive showing here by the Penguins. Ground ball there by White. He'll try to run it out. And he is out. That's 2 outs there. Once again, a close play at first base. Will Pryor will come to the batter spot. So 10-run rule after 7. Obviously, that won't be in play here as it's the 9th inning and the last inning, regardless of what happens, time limit or otherwise. So the Expos will get a chance to respond, regardless of how many runs the Penguins put up here. Strike 2. That's a ball. Good 2-strike pitch. Trying, looking to get a run in here. Get his first RBI of the season. He hits one on the ground. It goes to the second baseman who's shading the middle. He makes the throw to first, and that's the end of the inning. Unlucky for Brian there. I thought he hit it pretty decently up the middle. It was just right to the second baseman who was no doubt covering the runner at second base a little bit there, worried about a run, running situation from Agrawal. Nonetheless, we move to the bottom of the ninth. 12-5 Penguins. Well, the Expos player is asking the umpire what his favorite Zelda game was. You see over there on the sideline. As we see Sam Moran coming out trying to shut the door on this one. Again, not a safe situation. He came in up 5, but nonetheless important for him to get 2 solid innings of work here. Hopefully shut down the Expos, build his confidence as he works his way back from an injury last year. We know he's going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of late inning work for the Penguins here in this league. So this is his first chance to show why. Already 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. It's a pretty good start. Oh, we've been hit. Good pitch there. So once again, 5 to 7 pitches, warm up for the pitcher, and then we'll get going here. And here we go. Throw it out a second. The inning will start.
All right, here we go. 3 out.
We're down. Good throw by Lesniak, and we start with the top of the order here, it looks like. Juwan York. And Moran takes the sign. We'll come down. Pass ball. We've been killed. Man down.
Yeah, we'll have to add a health bar next week.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love that idea. Most pitchers just give folks references. That's the range of pitches coming in. Some of those viewers have been wondering, we don't have a radar gun on us. We can make one up. Yeah, that'd make it way more exciting. Like 105.
Yeah.
Why not? If we're gonna pump in crowd noise, we might as well like really do it up, Yeah.
Yeah, upload some shorts on YouTube where we're pitching, like 130, something that. Yeah.
We don't have to put miles per hour. We'll just put speed 130. Like no one.
Yeah.
It could be true. That's a strike. I should be an umpire. I'm pretty good back here.
Yeah.
I haven't missed one yet. He's missed a couple. That one's fouled away. All right, 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Will Moran make it 5 straight strikeouts to begin the season? Yes, he will. Another one dropped. Going for another 4-strike inning. No. Penguins get the out this time. 1 down. Expos down to the last 2 outs. That's 5 strikeouts for Moran. And an inning and a third of work. Pretty good. That one I clocked in at 127.
That sounds about right.
127 speeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure like kilometers per hour, it's probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. We should do a kilometer. I mean, we'll still have to make it up, but at least it'll be believable. 150
Yeah.
kph on that.
Yeah.
We could put like the little like pitching monitor, like MLB The Show, on here.
Yeah.
A little low there. Moran bringing the pitch here to Otani. I mean, Grass. That's a strike. Even a similar number, 37, 17. That's not that far off.
Yeah.
7 digits. Fouled off. Without a play. That's strike 2. Looking for a 6th strikeout of the game. As you heard the dugout, there's 1 out. Play will be at 1 if it's hit. So 6 straight strikeouts to start the season for Sam Moran. Dealing in this one to close it out. That's what you need from a strong closer, right? Someone's got strikeout ability. He's showing it. One of the things I'm most excited about AR glasses while we're looking at this, imagine if I had the score and the outs like in my field of view.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Just have the game changer pulled up. Unless a ball goes through it. That would be kind of scary. And the pitch. That is a strike. Called by both the first baseman and the strike 1. A little high and outside there. 2-1. The last hope here for the Expos. Eyes on the shoulder of the third baseman, Waters. He fouls that one off. We've been hit. Rude. That's 2 strikes. So down to their last strike. Can we get 7 strikeouts from Moran in 2 innings? Sirens are sounding in the background because this is an emergency situation for the Expos. And he swings. That's strike 3. Another drop third strike. They get it, however, and the Penguins win. 12-5 our score. Final. Penguins move to 1-0 on the season. First time they've ever started the season 1-0. This is the first time in Penguins history they've been above 500, as the teams will give a good show of sportsmanship here and congratulate each other on a well-played game. Really well-played game by both sides, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Expos started off hot there to start the game. Took a little bit of time. You mentioned the Penguins struggle a little bit early in the games, but really bats came together there in the second half and strong pitching there to end out the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So what'd you think? Amateur Night, Season 2, Episode 1, baseball. How'd you feel about our beginning?
I liked it. I think it went well. An entertaining game. Like I said, I've been out of baseball for a while, but starting to get back into it, and I think our fans like it too. You see, got Jason in here. Agrees with you that the Expos suck.
Yeah, Penguins are the best. Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm with Jason. So next week we play the Bandits. We'll be doing that game next Saturday at 1 p.m. Bandits will be going to that game 1-0 with a really good pitcher. So that'll be an exciting game to see. In other news, I make my season debut in that game. So something to look forward to. But until next time, let us know, comment, tell us in the Discord, give us feedback. Other sports like this, is this kind of content interesting to folks? Is something what folks want to see? I know I enjoy talking about baseball. I enjoy talking about the guys that I spend a lot of time playing baseball with. A really good group of guys. But I also like other sports. We're going to talk about something we're doing football related later in the season, as well as something regarding a women's sport that we keep teasing. So let us know what sports you're interested in as we go through the off season of the Instigators. But yeah, Jake, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on Friday for Instigated Success, episode 93 of our podcast. Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, until next time, be great and instigate. Thank you all.